Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All the ways we spend our days can seem so meaningless, but yet every single act or thought could tip the scales. We are balancing precariously on the edge of the questions of the ages. Questions of the ages. Oh, I never knew what freedom meant to the day the sky fell down, and all that I'd accumulated crashed into the ground. Through the numbing silence, my heart beat to the sound of the questions of the ages. Questions of the ages. What is there but love? Can we save our children? When will it be enough? When will it be enough to bring an end to suffering? What is there but love? Well, I can't believe that history had chosen us as pawns. We were standing on a bloody stage, our costumes were all on. A black smoke curtain rises, and we speak our lines from the questions of the ages. Questions of the ages. What is there but love? Can we save our children? When will it be enough to bring an end to suffering? What is there but love?
please stand for the moment of silence?
My name is Michael Perlutsky, and I do work at the Jersey City Medical Center. Very honored to be here with you today, and thank you all for coming. 16 years ago was an incredible tragedy, and it affected many of us. As an American tragedy, it's really made up of individual stories. And I'm here today to represent, yes, the wonderful men and women of the Jersey City Medical Center, and to some extent Jersey City itself, but also myself. And I'll tell you, I wasn't here in Jersey City on 9/11 today, 16 years ago. I was in a different hospital in Lower Manhattan. And I remember that day extremely well, even now. I remember how it started. I remember standing in line to get my second cup of coffee because hospitals start early. It was mid-morning for me already. And I remember somebody saying behind me, "Gee, did you hear? Small plane hit a tower." Because that's how it started. Nobody could imagine what would happen next. The next moment, I remember being part of the first aid triage unit at the medical center on the first floor. I remember seeing a stream of people on sidewalks and actually the street itself heading uptown. And they weren't white, they weren't black, they weren't green, they were just gray, because they were obviously covered in dust. And we didn't know at that time that not too many of them would need our assistance, because one either walked out or did not. And many of them stopped by to wash their face, to get some water, and they needed not medical help, but human help. And then I remember walking to Penn Station through the empty and dark Manhattan, and getting on New Jersey Transit at Penn Station and sitting three abreast with strangers sharing the human moment. And again, for the first time in the history of New Jersey Transit, nobody complained about sitting three abreast, and nobody complained about it being hot. It was relatively quiet, and people were sharing their stories and looking forward to seeing families. Here in Jersey City, the people of the Jersey City Medical Center 16 years ago came out and really worked many hours right here in this spot to care of 2,000 of people, those 2,000 great people they came across that, again, for the most part, didn't need medical help. Now, 200 of them did make it to the hospital, but not for medical problems. And so I'm here again to honor that effort, those people, and to say, certainly, as you'll hear later from every speaker, we are one. We did get stronger, and we're here to never forget. Thank you.
I see children out playing, their mothers are saying, let them be strong as they grow. I hear old men tell stories of love, war, and glory when they were still young long ago. And all along my journey, I feel that light still burning so deep all side by side in the sun. I see those who are stronger, helping those who take longer, so they're home by the time day is done. And all along the byways, the back roads and the highways, it's all so clear to me now. It's the spirit of America. I feel it in my heart. Of generations come and gone, where each one did their part. Of those who served and fought and died, so our children can run free. A land where truth will always live and fear will never be. It's the spirit of America. I feel it in my heart. Of generations come and gone, where each one did their part. Of those who served and fought and died, so our children can run free. A land where truth will always live and fear will never be. A land where truth will always live and fear will never
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. It was grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home.
You see the steel that stands right behind me. There's a story about that. The large piece across the top that's twisted and mangled was the centerpiece from the North Tower that held the floor when you went in the building to go to the windows of the world. The piece to my right, your left, came from the North Tower, the 46th to the 50th floor. It's 18 feet long. It fell, and lives were lost as a result. The piece to my left, your right, fell from the 95th to the 100th floor. Of course, it's also from the South Tower, part of the window frame. And you know, there's lives it also took. So as you see in your program, this steel is set in form of an A, for America was twisted and torn like the steel you see behind me. But as the steel is twisted and torn, it is still strong, just as America is today. Please rise for the second moment of silence.
Alak Garwal, Ivan Kirillos, Fairbanks Barbosa, Sherry Ann Bordeaux, Edward Calderon, Swana Chalsani, John Robert Cruz.
Jamel DeSantis, Andrea DeBella, Christine Moore Denkoff, Samantha M. Egan, Barbara G. Anzola, Nancy Carol Fowlerty.
Anne Marie Ferreira, Boyd A. Gatton, Rose J. Gonzalez, John Richard Kahani, Celaya Koo, and Andrew LaCourte.
Leon Labore, Wei Rong Lin, Alan Linton, Jerome Robert Lohez, Manuel L. Lopez, Joseph L. Lavero,
Waleska Martinez, Francis Joseph Nazario, Angel Perez, Susan M. Polio, Ida Rosario, Johan Sitzel, Thomas F. Swift.
Mary Ellen Tiesi, Janetta Tsoi, Edward Raymond Vanacore, Nathaniel Webb, John Charles Willett, Shuchung Steve Wong.
Good morning, everyone. To Mayor Fulop, members of council, Hudson County elected officials, members of the General Assembly, Public Safety Director, Fire Chief, first responders, police, fire, brothers and sisters in labor, to the families of those who were victims on 9/11, to distinguished guests, members of clergy. I'm honored and humbled to be here today as a guest. I'm probably the least qualified to speak, but I would say that not only am I honored to be standing at this solemn place on this sacred occasion, but even 16 years on, this continues to be something that beats centrally in the hearts of all of us. I'm the father of 4 children. My wife and I were communicating with our kids last night, and we were recalling that on September 11th, our oldest, who's now 20, was 4, our second child was 2, and our third child was 3 months, and our fourth had yet to be born. And so they've grown up with this in their midst in their entire life memory. And this question of respect and solemnity and remembering what it is to be an American can never become abstract, either for them or their kids or their kids' kids. And as we salute those who gave their lives in Pearl Harbor on December 7th, or our veterans on Memorial Day, or our brothers and sisters in labor who gave their life on Labor Day, those who fought for independence on the 4th of July, we salute all, we respect all. They made America what it is today. But the difference with this holiday is we are living with those who are survivors of the victims of that tragic day. We knew them. They were in our lives. We are in communities with them. I live in Middletown in Monmouth County, and over, I think, 36 or 38 folks lost their lives that day. New Jersey overall, over 700 persons. We just heard the honor roll of those who lived in Jersey City. So for all of the above reasons, I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to be with you to salute them in their memory and to salute what it stands for, to be an American. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce to you the mayor of this great city, the most diverse city in America. He's doing a great job, my friend, Mayor Stephen M. Fulop.
Thank you, Ambassador. I am going to be brief as well. I just want to quickly say thank you to the 9/11 committee here to my right for doing this for 16 years plus now. And our countless EMTs, firefighters, police officers, and first responders that use this waterfront as a triage center for those victims on 9/11. You know, today's a good day to reflect on how far we've come since then and how the world has changed and continues to change because of the impacts of 9/11. I just want to say thank you to all of you for being out here today and commemorating it year after year. I think it's important to remember because that's the only way that we will continue to improve this country. So thank you all for being here today, and thank you again to the 9/11 Commission.
One by Cheryl Sawyer. As the soot and dirt and ash rained down, we became one color. As we carried each other down the stairs of the burning building, we became one class. As we lit candles of waiting and hope, we became one generation. As the firefighters and police officers fought their way into the inferno, we became one gender. As we fell to our knees in prayer for strength, we became one faith. As we whispered or shouted words of encouragement, we spoke one language. As we gave our blood in lines a mile long, we became one body. As we mourned together the great loss, we became one family. As we cried tears of grief and loss, we became one soul. As with pride of the sacrifice of heroes. We became one people. We are one color, one class, one generation, one gender, one faith, one language, one body, one family, one soul. We are the power of one. We are united. We are America.
I find it hard to believe it's 16 years, but I said it last year, I said it the year before. The heroes of that day were the Jersey City Police Department, Jersey City Fire Department, and the OEM, and the people of Jersey City, because they were fantastic. But there's something that's been bothering me for 16 years, and I'm going to say it, and I haven't talked about this for 16 years. I was here at Exchange Place with the JCPD, and I got called back to the police academy with a couple of the other officers, and I was told to get back to the police academy. When I got back to the police academy, NYPD was bringing over a few thousand people from the hotel, I believe the Marriott, and the other people that were hurt and injured in New York. And at the front gate, you had to get through the Army. Then you had, when you got to the main base, you had the FBI there, and nobody could enter the base. I got a call while I was in the back with a couple of people that needed help, and I was told to get up front. One of the FBI agents wanted to see me. And he said, I got up front, and he said, there's a gentleman here that says he knows you. And it was an older African-American male. And I looked at him, and I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. And I looked at him, and I said, sir, I don't know you. What are you doing here? How'd you get in here? He said, I came to help you. I looked at him, and I said, fine, to the FBI agent. I said, he has nothing on him. Let him come in. He can help. We could use the help. He stayed with me and the other couple of the other officers there for about 3 hours, 4 hours. I had to leave for a minute. I came back, and he was gone. When I was at the main door, I said to him when he came in, I said, what is your name, sir? He said, my name is Angel. So I didn't think anything of it. I figured that was his name. And I wonder to this day, was it actually an angel? Because the way he came in, nobody knows how he got inside, and nobody saw him leave. And think about that. To me, it's a miracle, and it's been bothering me for 16 years. As I said, what went on here at Exchange Place, the people of Jersey City were fantastic. For the next month and a half, we fed New York City. We took care of New York City. I believe on that day, 300 or 400 Jersey City police and firemen went over to New York to help, and what they did was fantastic. And I wish New York City would give Jersey City more credit for what was done. And in conclusion, I just want to say something. I'm looking up there, there's a crane, a big crane flying, and it's flying a flag. The only flag that should be flying at the end of that crane should be the American flag. So if there's any construction workers here, or mayor, we have to get that flag down, and the American flag should be flying from that crane. Thank you. And there's a couple other stories I'd love to tell, because that day was truly an unbelievable day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's hard to believe that 16 years have gone by. On the horrific Tuesday morning on 9/11, those that perished will never be forgotten. That is one of the reasons why we gather here today, to remember. Many people left that morning for work and never to return. On that day, right here at this location, there were many people brought here to be cared for. And right down the street, the pastor of Our Lady of Chesterhover Church, Father Tom, Father Tom opened the doors of the church and let people in. There was a lady that could not do enough. Her name was Barbara Bomersky. She went beyond the ability to help with whatever was needed. She was one of the main people responsible to have this memorial erected. I would go hours talking about Barbara. Being a funeral director, she was compassionate to soothe the people. The 9/11 Memorial Committee will petition the city to put a project in motion to name a portion of Grant Street Barbara Bemorski Way 9/11 Memorial Committee. Hope this project will be ready for next year's reflection ceremony. Barbara left a mark on all those whose life she touched. Thank you.
I'm so proud to be part of this committee. This is really a legacy that was given to me by Glenn Cunningham, the late great mayor of Jersey City. He was a wonderful guy. He did a great job, and he was very concerned about the citizens of Jersey City. So today, our theme is Stop the Hate. There's no room in this country for Nazis, for KKK, and all that crap, and hating the police. We don't have room for any of that stuff here. They killed our people during war. They're not welcome in this country, and they shouldn't be allowed to protest in this country. We are one nation, and under any God, but we're one nation. And we have to reflect that. We have to teach our kids that. Opiate use in this country has gone rampant. I don't know what Ronald Reagan would say today, but 60,000 people died last year from opiate overdose, more than anybody in the Vietnam War. That is a disgrace. It shouldn't be happening. We need to come together as one and realize that we're one community. No matter what we look like and sound like, we are one community and one America. There'll never be nothing like us again. Thank you.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I'm tired, I am weak, I am lone, but through the storms and through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on. When my way grows drear, precious Lord, linger near. When my light is almost gone, hear my call, hear my cry. Hold my hand, lest I fall. Take my
my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on. Mine eyes have seen the coming of the glory of the Lord. He's trampling out the vineyards where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed his faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. I am seeing him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have built him an altar in the evening dews and dance. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth